Welcome, my dear friend. Today I want to talk about something simple but truly powerful: respect. Respect is more than good manners. It is how we show love, care, and kindness to every person around us. Every human being, young or old, rich or poor, wants one thing: to be treated with respect. When we respect others, we make them feel seen, valued, and safe. And when we do that, something amazing happens. We feel peace and happiness inside ourselves. So sit back, relax, and listen slowly. Let this story remind you how beautiful life becomes when we choose to treat everyone with respect and understanding. Why respect is important for everyone. Part 1. Understanding what respect really means. Respect is one of the most beautiful and powerful values in human life. It is something that every person, no matter who they are, needs and deserves. When we talk about respect, we are talking about how we treat others with care, kindness, and understanding. Respect is not just a word, it's an action that comes from the heart. To respect someone means to see their value as a human being. It means to listen when they speak, to accept that they have their own feelings, opinions, and experiences. Respect doesn't mean we always have to agree, but it means we understand that everyone's voice matters. Think about how it feels when someone truly respects you. They don't interrupt, they don't laugh at your mistakes, and they don't look down on you. Instead, they listen, smile, and treat you like you're important, because you are. That feeling gives us confidence and peace. Respect is not only for elders or teachers, it's for everyone. We should respect children, strangers, workers, friends, people who agree with us, and even people who don't. The moment we start seeing every person as valuable, the world becomes a much kinder place. In simple words, respect is love in action. It is how love looks when it walks, speaks, and listens. Without respect, love cannot last, friendship cannot grow, and peace cannot stay. Respect is the foundation of all good relationships, at home, at school, and in the world. Part 2. How respect shapes our character. Respect doesn't only make others feel good, it also shapes who we are. A respectful person is seen as kind, wise, and strong. Respect teaches us patience, humility, and understanding. It reminds us that we are not the center of the universe. We are part of something bigger. When we show respect, we control our anger, we listen more, and we think before speaking. That builds maturity. A respectful person doesn't insult others, even when they are angry. They know how to disagree without hurting someone's heart. I imagine a world without respect. People would argue, fight, and compete all the time. But when there is respect, there is harmony. We can learn from each other, live peacefully, and grow together. Respect also helps us learn self-control. For example, when a teacher corrects us, a respectful student listens quietly and learns. When our parents give advice, we may not always agree, but respect teaches us to listen with an open heart. A life without respect is like a garden without water, dry and empty. But a life with respect blooms with beauty, understanding, and friendship. The more we give respect, the more we receive it. True respect begins with self-respect. When we value ourselves, our time, our words, and our actions, we naturally start to value others. A person who respects themselves will never try to hurt, cheat, or insult another person because they know hurting others means lowering their own dignity. Part 3. Respect in daily life, small actions, big meaning. Respect lives in small, everyday moments. You don't need a big stage to show it. It starts at home, in how we speak to our family. When we say thank you to our parents, or please when we ask for something, that's respect. When we don't shout at our siblings, even when we're upset, that's respect too. At school or work, respect shows in how we talk to teachers, classmates, or colleagues. Listening when someone speaks, not laughing when someone makes a mistake, not interrupting, and saying kind words. All of these are small but powerful forms of respect. In public, respect means following rules, not littering, not playing loud music that disturbs others, and treating workers with kindness. It's easy to forget that the people who clean streets, cook food, or drive buses also deserve the same respect as anyone else. Respect is also about accepting differences. Everyone has their own beliefs, cultures, and ways of life. You may not understand or agree, but respect means you accept their right to be different. The world is full of colors. Imagine how boring it would be if everyone thought and acted the same. Respect also lives in silence. Sometimes being quiet when someone else needs to speak, or not making fun of someone's pain, is the greatest form of respect. So respect is not a big act. It's a daily habit. It lives in our eyes, our words, and our tone of voice. Every time you choose kindness instead of anger, patience instead of pride, and listening instead of judging, you are showing true respect. Part 4. Stories that teach respect. Story 1. The young student and the teacher. Once there was a student who always interrupted his teacher. He thought he knew all the answers. One day, the teacher gave him a glass filled with water and asked him to pour more water in it. The boy said, "It's full. It can't take more." The teacher smiled and said, "That's how your mind is. Too full to learn." The student realized his mistake and learned to listen with respect. From that day on, he became wiser because respect opened his heart to knowledge. Story 2. The Bus Ride. A young man was sitting on a crowded bus when he saw an old woman standing. He quickly stood up and offered her his seat. She smiled and said, "Thank you, young man. You made my day easier." When the man got off the bus, he felt proud, not because someone thanked him, but because he had done the right thing. That small moment of respect made two people happy. Story 3. The Argument. Two friends had a disagreement. Instead of shouting, one said, "Let's take a breath and listen to each other." They talked calmly and found a solution. Their friendship became stronger. Respect doesn't remove problems, but it helps solve them peacefully. These stories remind us that respect is not complicated. It's in the choices we make every day, how we listen, speak, and act. Respect is not about who is right, but about doing what is kind. Part 5. Respect brings peace and unity. When there is respect, there is peace. When there is peace, there is happiness. In families, respect keeps love strong. When parents respect children's dreams and children respect parents' advice, the home becomes full of harmony. No one feels ignored and everyone feels valued. In schools and workplaces, respect creates teamwork. People trust each other, ideas flow freely, and work becomes easier and happier. When people feel respected, they give their best. In society, respect builds unity. When we respect people of all backgrounds, different colors, languages, or beliefs, we break down walls of hate and build bridges of understanding. The world has seen too many fights caused by disrespect. But with respect, we can heal. Respect also teaches forgiveness. When we respect others, we learn to let go of anger and pride. We see that everyone makes mistakes, even ourselves. Forgiveness becomes easier when respect lives in our heart. Respect is the root of all peace between people, between nations, and within ourselves. Without respect, there can be no love, no trust, no friendship. But with respect, even silence feels peaceful. Part 6. Living a life of respect. The secret to true happiness. Respect is not just something we show, it's something we live. When we practice respect every day, it becomes part of who we are. It changes our relationships, our confidence, and even our future. A person who lives with respect walks with quiet strength. They don't need to shout to be heard because their actions speak louder than their words. They don't need to prove they are better. They already know that every person has worth. Respect is the mirror of our soul. When we treat others kindly, we see beauty in ourselves too. Life becomes lighter. In the end, respect and happiness are deeply connected. A world full of respect is a world full of smiles. Every please, thank you, and kind gesture adds another piece to the puzzle of peace. So, my dear friend, remember this. You don't need money to show respect. You don't need power, fame, or a special title. You only need a caring heart and a gentle voice. Respect is free, but it is priceless. Give it freely, and it will come back to you in ways you never expected. Let every word you speak carry kindness. Let every action you take reflect care. And let every person you meet feel that they matter. Because in the end, respect is not just about others. It's about who you choose to be. Thank you for listening, my friend. I hope this story touched your heart and reminded you of something very special. That respect is not only about how we treat others, it's also about who we are inside. When we respect our parents, teachers, friends, and even strangers, we make the world a little kinder, a little warmer, and a lot more peaceful. Remember, respect costs nothing, but it means everything. Speak gently, listen with care, and let every word you say show love and respect. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe. So together we can spread kindness and light through simple English stories. Respect others, respect yourself, and happiness will always find its way back to you.